This conference will now be recorded.
Afternoon, everybody. Thank you for doing this virtually today because we had conflicts at town hall. But it's cold and feels like fall, so I'd rather sit at my house tonight anyway. Um, we did have a meeting. Last month was a regular meeting on September 12th. However, really it was the review of the Bruce Brook watershed plan. So we really, I don't believe, kept many minutes on that. But if we just want to approve that we had a meeting, I think we can do that. And at the end, so go ahead, Kelly.
I think Elizabeth was there and she did take meeting minutes.
Okay,
Is that
all right.
is that true, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I was there, so I recorded
Yep,
it as a regular
yeah,
meeting.
all right, okay. So can I get a motion to approve that the September 12th meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Can I
Second.
get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, all right. So that takes care of that. Again, and I thank Kelly, I think, for putting that together. I think it went very well. And I think that's something as we go down, I think we have another meeting coming up, but that's going to be with land use heads, I believe. So Kelly will bring that up in a little bit. All right, so why don't we just go to Kelly right now on superintendent
Sure.
report.
All right, great, thank you. So starting with item A, trees, we have a bunch of really great updates. We received two different grants so far to fund the Arboretum project and partially fund a community-wide urban forestry management plan. We have about $150,000 allocated from a DPH grant and $500,000 from a USDA Forest Service grant that will go towards the Arboretum. And then we just applied for a grant to bring us over $1 million through CT Deep for the Arboretum project. And if we do secure that grant, it'll be fully funded, which is phenomenal. We are also in the process of applying for a grant to supplement. We have about 60 grand for the community forestry plan, and to supplement that, we're applying for another CT Deep urban forestry grant that's available, and that's due on the 24th of October. So a lot of money all over the place right now. What else is going on with trees? We're in the process of reapplying for the Tree City USA designation, and if we are successful, this will be our third year recognized as a Tree City USA. And they also do have a growth award that the mayor has asked us to look into and see if we qualify. I think we do. We do a lot for our town trees, especially compared to other municipalities. So hopefully we'll be able to snag that growth award, but if not, we'll have our eyes on that for next year. Oh yeah, and then the town has received a donation of 50 holly trees from Bartlett. As you may know, your fellow Conservation Commission member, Cassandra, she is now at Bartlett and she has agreed to donate 50 holly saplings, which are going to be given away at the holiday tree lighting ceremony, which is
Wow.
very exciting. I don't know, Cassandra, do you want to add anything to that really quickly?
The first thing I want to say is, Kelly, all that news sounds great. So thanks for keeping us updated. That's some really great stuff. And yeah, it's just one simple opportunity that we could get together and I could pass out some things. So that seems to be a good thing to do at Bartlett, is passing out saplings and a little town event to do that. So if we have any other ideas, and it has to be coordinated extensively in advance, up to 2 months. But yeah, we're going to pass out some, and hopefully in the future we'll have nice American hollies scattered over Stratford, at least 5 of them out of the 50 maybe. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Cassandra, does that work with, do you have to have a male and female holly tree?
Yeah, it's going to be the straight American, but it shouldn't have a problem considering, the population.
Okay, cool. That's cool. I like hollies.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, super fun. Super fitting for the holidays too.
I'm more excited for the Arboretum, Kelly. Talk about all your cool stuff. Thanks.
They're really good when they're really good when they shed their they're really good when they shed their leaves too. It's when you walk barefoot. It's nice.
Well, not to aside, but did you guys know that the reason that they get more pointy and are so pointy is because of the deer browsing,
Yeah.
which I thought was really interesting. They would be more
Ah,
smooth leaved, and they're just more rigid because I guess man manipulation. But then also in the wild, you would find them more smooth leaved at the top of the tree, and more jagged at the base because of that. So that's your little
it's like an
government fact for
armament.
the day.
It's a great tree because we have a couple at the zoo that the birds just love the fruits on those, so they're cool. Good
Yeah.
job.
Super cool. So yeah, I will definitely be at the holiday tree lighting. You all are welcome to come, of course. It'll be fun. Um, what else? So that's all I really have on tree updates. I did actually just get mayoral approval on the fall tree planting. We have about 50 trees approved for planting, mostly street trees, some in parks as well. Because we planted so many in the past year, I thought we'd tone it down a little, 50 trees, and then maybe next year we'll do a few more. Any questions on trees that I missed?
Anything else?
Trees, trees,
Really?
trees.
Wow. Went through.
Wow. Usually this is a hot
Usually that
topic.
takes the longest time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ongoing to B. Oh, the open space grant. We are still working on closing the 2017 grant. That seems to be taking forever. We've engaged with a firm to complete an updated appraisal on one of the parcels. And once we have that, we should be able to release the remainder of those funds. And then we did not end up applying for a grant this year. It is my understanding that the administration's in contact with that parcel off of Ferry Boulevard, and we don't quote me on this, but may be purchasing it out of our open space funds that we already have. But I don't have a status update on that, so I'm not quite sure. Any questions on open space? Okay. I will add that our POCD does have a provision that we need to update that or open space management plan. So updating what parcels we own, what parcels we'd like to own, and how we want to manage them and what for, and et cetera. So once that is accepted, I imagine it'll be some sort of, we'll talk to maybe the planning commission and do some sort of joint subcommittee or something of that nature, but more to come on that. For brownfields, DECD, that's the Department of Economic and Community Development, just agreed to release an additional $500,000 of funds for contract plating. And we are working on all of the administrative behind the scenes stuff to get that money up and rolling. Because I don't know if you recall, we did receive some funding from MetroCog to get some waste stockpiles removed and get our conceptual site model updated and try and fast track that project. So we have interested developers, but there's still a lot of remediation work that hasn't been completed on that property. So we're trying to get as much funding as we can, understand what it needs, and hopefully attract a developer thereafter. Other than that, for brownfields, for town owned, that's all we have going on. Raymark for Superfund sites, that's moseying along. I'm sure you guys are seeing all of the work they're doing along Ferry Creek, off of Ferry Boulevard. You can't miss it. But that they're on schedule. That's going
That is
well.
good.
Yeah, as far as that portion, and they have and if you do want to look up updates, it's stratfordct.gov/Raymark with a capital R. But they did just release, or they're working on the conceptual remedial plan for the Shore Road operable unit, which is right near Shakespeare, where the boat club is. So that's going to be one of the new units that they'll be remediating in the next 3-4 years or so. And they are continuing work. You're going to see some clearing occurring at the old landfill at Short Beach. I don't know if you all are familiar with that. They just got cleared by CT Deep to do some clearing to get additional data. But there are some listed species concerns that we raised. So they do have a biologist that they have had to retain just to make sure that all the clearing is done appropriately and that there's no listed species harmed. So you'll see more activity occurring over there in the coming months. That's all I have for Raymark and Brownfield. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Hmm?
At Short Beach, is it going to be that area that's like behind the tennis courts, that like that little strip where you've got the little like culvert?
It's on I don't believe there's Raymark waste in there, but there is some characterization that still has to occur. For example, the marine basin, so the actual basin there, actually I think there was like a car stuck in there recently. But that low area that always floods along Main Street, that basin over there, it seems unknown if there's Raymark waste in it or not. So I know they requested some data from Army Corps of Engineers when they were cleaning up that area for the Army engine plant. They were trying to get data from them to see if they had any insights, but they'll be doing some more data collection in the Marine Basin. And that culvert, I don't believe there's known Raymark waste, but they may be doing additional data collection there as well. But otherwise, yeah, that whole landfill, they have some data on, but not enough. And they're still going after potential responsible parties, because I know not just Raymark waste was dumped there. There was other manufacturing waste dumped there in addition to the town waste. So,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else? Oh, and I did want to add, I forgot, that Ferry Boulevard parcel that they did sample that for Raymark waste recently, and it's concluded that there is no Raymark waste in it. So that's good for everyone.
Wow.
Okay, so onward to Inland Wetland Commission applications. Nothing major except Teakwood Estates is being proposed again, and it is going to be before the commission for application acceptance only for the October meeting. That's the third week of October, just for acceptance. I have not written my staff memo yet. I'll be writing that tomorrow, actually. And based on what I've already looked at, it will be a complete application, but there's a lot of review work that I haven't done on all of the actual files that they've submitted themselves. So that'll
So there's
be.
no, I'm sorry, there's no public hearing then? It's just a up and down vote?
Not yet. So the first meeting is application acceptance. Yeah, we have everything we need. Thank you. All your reports are here that we requested. And then the second meeting, so that'll be November. Technically, the commission could vote on it. My sense is that this is probably going to go to public hearing again. So my sense, but this is just staff opinion, is that maybe it'll go to public hearing, and then maybe December, January timeline. So, but again, totally up to the commission what they want to do. I know there's a lot of public interest in that property, so just keep your eyes peeled. When there's a public hearing, you guys will all know for sure. I'll let you know, and then it'll be in the newspaper, on our website, etc. So, definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Otherwise, no large scale subdivisions like that on the radar that I'm aware of right now. Are there any questions on inland wetlands? I don't know, Angela, if you wanted to add anything, or I think is who's caller one?
It's Joe Gorpinski.
Oh, so Joe
I
is
came
caller.
in.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe
So if you could,
Case.
all right, I will edit your name so we know it's you. And if you two, you're both our staff liaison to inland wetlands. If you are not staff, sorry, commission liaisons. If you would like to add anything else that I missed, feel free.
Not at this time.
Okay. So nothing else on Inland Wetlands Commission. The Bruce Brook Watershed-Based Plan. We had our first Conservation Commission / public meeting on that during our last meeting, was that September. Fairly well attended, although we do know that it was a primary for the Democratic, or maybe for both Democrats and Republicans, I'm not sure. So we are going to facilitate another meeting just to make sure that we're not leaving anyone out. That meeting is looking like it will likely be in Bridgeport. As you guys all know at this point, Bruce Brook Watershed is in both Bridgeport and Stratford, and we are trying to partner on this as much as we can with the city of Bridgeport. And so far, that's been working out really great. So we're just trying to accommodate our neighbors in Bridgeport a little bit. It'll be right over the line. Still encourage anyone from Stratford to attend. There'll be some new information presented as well. But that date has not been set yet. We're trying for an elementary school, which is within the watershed, and it's a little harder to get into a school versus a regular town facility. So still haven't set the date. Looking at the end of October at this point. Otherwise,
I can offer the zoo maybe if we want to do it there.
oh, that'd be fun. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. There's
I don't
also,
think that, go ahead.
is it Constitution Avenue? There's like an artist loft.
Yeah.
Where they have like big open like rooms. I don't know if they have any available.
Okay.
I think it's is it the Nest? But there are commercial properties there that might be available.
Okay. Yeah, I have to check in. Chadwick Schroeder in the city of Bridgeport has been coordinating on the Bridgeport side, so I'll check in with him and see how things are moving along. But if not the zoo or this artist space, I definitely will let you,
Yeah.
either of you, know if we need it.
Just an offer. Yep.
Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, the consultant, Resilient, they have finished all of their in-stream inspection work, and they have found hundreds and hundreds of dog waste bags. And they're all empty. So that means that the waste is in Bruce Brook, which is likely a contributing factor to our E. coli contamination. Although there are some other items that they're still investigating, like discharging pipes that are discharging illicitly to Bruce Brook as well. There's still a little bit more work to do, but pretty nasty that people are going through the time of putting the waste in the bag and then chucking it into a watercourse. But so that's something that we'll have to do. Perhaps maybe this commission could address an education campaign or something of that nature in the future. But
It's just like people they walk along a trail and they put the dog waste in a bag and then throw it in the woods.
yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Makes no
I don't
sense.
know. But so that was pretty interesting to hear from them. But otherwise, that is still in the works. I don't believe they've begun any modeling work. Still just data collection. So all good
We have,
stuff there.
and
Yep.
we
Go
have
ahead.
another meeting, right, Kelly, on Bruce Brook? Not this is that's the whatchamacallit, isn't there a group, the heads of the commissions are going to meet with them or something? Wasn't that coming up?
I don't know that we were going to meet with the heads of the commissions. I think that we were planning on doing the public meeting next.
With them? Okay. All right.
Yes, with the consultant. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it was. Okay.
And broadcasting to more commissions.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Are there any other questions on the watershed-based plan? No? Okay. Plan of conservation and development. That is largely completed. It's before town council in the next hour or so for official adoption by the town, and then it will be totally official and we can begin implementing. My sense is that it'll get approved. I don't know though. I
Yeah.
think that,
Should get approved.
yeah. But nothing else updated on there. You can review the whole thing chapter by chapter, actually, which is nice, on www.planstratford.com if you'd like.
Yeah. I got to see the chance to see the document. It looks very good.
Yeah, no, it is real. There's a lot for us to do in it, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
We have a decade
Just
though.
all you need is money.
Yeah, and
Lots
there's
and
plenty
lots
of it right now.
lots and lots and lots of money.
Yeah. Any questions on the POCD? Nope. All right. Coastal rodents and salt marsh stewards. I'll have to edit this, but the salt marsh steward program at this point is over. We are going to be doing it's going to be kind of like a blend of the salt marsh steward / wildlife guard program that'll be starting in the spring. So we'll talk about that at another meeting. Nothing's going on with it right now. But for coastal rodents, Greg, actually, I think you missed this meeting, but we are going to be doing some camera trapping at Long Beach with some baited, unbaited as well. The conservation intern Megan is going to be working on this as well with CT Deep, Audubon Connecticut Audubon Society, the whole group. And we're just going to try and get a little bit more data on what predators may exist at Long Beach, because as you folks may recall, we did 2 weeks of rodent trapping with USDA APHIS and collected 0 rodents and had no signs of rodents. And all the monitoring on piping plover activity this past nesting season, they didn't see many rodents. So, and it was one of our most successful years too. So we're trying to understand what may be predating on our nesting shorebirds. So we're gonna do a couple weeks of camera trapping and see, and that does not. I know we use the word trapping, but really that's just setting up a camera and putting some bait out. So we're gonna do some with bait, some without bait, just to collect photos. We're not actually gonna be collecting any critters. So that's some good news. It'll be interesting to see what data we collect. But that's starting on Thursday, this Thursday. And that is all I have.
How long will that run, and when are you going to report back on it, Kelly?
I will provide an update most certainly at our November meeting because we're just taking photos. It'll take some time to digest them all for sure, but I'll at least be able to tell you something of what we're seeing. But we were gonna do it for a couple weeks, start and then just kind of go for it. We don't have isn't like a scientific study. We're just kind of throwing cameras out, see what we get. Do we think we should collect more data? Do you think we have enough? We're just gonna kind of go from there.
Is that going to be, you're going to review that, Kelly, or is that Audubon will review that?
It'll be some Audubon, Connecticut, and then if they get overwhelmed with their other work, Megan, the town conservation intern, is going to be trained as well, so she'll be able
Okay.
to review photos as well.
All right. So, and if it gets heavy, let me know because I'm pretty sure, I can help with that, or other people too. So that's a
Yeah,
lot.
if I need help
That's a
out,
lot.
yeah,
It's a lot
lot
of
of
time. It's a
photos.
lot of time.
Yeah, for sure. Does that answer your question, Cassandra?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, well then that is all I have. If you have any other questions on rodents, saltmarsh stewards, anything at all.
Good.
Thank you. Defer back to the chair. Oh wait, Joe, you're on mute.
Excuse me?
No, Joe D, you're on mute.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Joe Domeno, you're on mute. We didn't hear what you were saying.
I'm not,
No, Joe
I'm not
Domeno.
on.
Joe Domeno, he's talking. Joe, you got to go off. Joe Domeno's got to get off mute. Unmute yourself, bud. Nope. Hit the button. Hit the three dots above your head there, and then put unmute.
You can also type in the chat.
You can't do anything, right, Kelly? You can't get him off mute.
You can also click the microphone button.
I sent him an unmute request.
Yeah.
I don't know if he received the request. Yeah, I can't unmute him. He's got to unmute himself. Okay, well, do you want to
Joe, yeah,
carry
just try to
on?
get yourself unmuted,
Oh, wait, he's
Joe
unmuted.
D. Oh, there you go. You're good. You're hearing now.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Hello?
You're good.
I pressed the button where it says unmute.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, in the
Oh.
plans for Shakespeare, they're going to have one building in back of an existing building and then another one on what the theater was on. Are they planning to do anything with the natural area there? Are they going to kind of maybe brush it out and make it look a little more presentable? Or are they going to, make it so that it's really not a natural area anymore? Has there been any consideration to do a nice job with that area?
It is my understanding that the plan at this point is wholly conceptual, and it was just presented for consideration, making edits and what have you. But I was told, at least, that natural area is to remain. I'm actually waiting on a scheduled date for our tree contractor to get back in there to control Atlantis. And we should hopefully be doing a supplemental planting again this fall, so long as there's nursery stock available at that time, to supplement all of the Atlantis that we removed in that area. So as far as I understand, the natural area is to remain, but I'm sure that could change. I haven't really been too involved with the redevelopment plans for Shakespeare.
Yeah, as far as I know, again, like Kelly said, that's all conceptual, hasn't been approved by anything yet. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But as far as I know, I agree with Kelly. That area is just remain the way it was, or modified to be a better place for native plants and get rid of some of the invasives and especially the Ailanthus. Have we seen any lanternflies over there, Kelly? I have not.
Yeah, excuse me. The chair of Inland Wetlands Commission lives at Max Harbor Court, and I talked to him last week. He said they're really bad. So,
Yeah.
but I think that seems to be the case everywhere throughout town. I've had a lot of folks telling me that they're seeing them. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
unfortunately.
want to piggyback on Joe real quick. You did say that Shore Road is, in the projections over the next few years. Do you know if that abutting road that leads into Shakespeare will be considered in anything in the whole renovation? Like I guess it's kept for access to go in and out. So I don't know. I didn't look at the plans or tentative plans, or if you guys heard anything about that as well.
I'm not sure. I know I have recommended that we get rid of it, but I don't know if it's like a fire safety thing to have
Firehouse.
two ways to exit the property or not. But
Okay.
I would like to see it restored over there personally.
Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks. Any
All right.
other questions that I could help?
Okay. Yeah. So on ongoing items, basically, we're passing on ongoing items. We really got no new business, which was okay. Anything else on new business?
I will say that I should have said this earlier. The Inland Wetlands Commission is in the process of reviewing and updating their regulations. And as part of that conversation, one of the commission members has mentioned that they would like to really hammer down this native planting list, which would be nice to have. So I do agree with that. But I think that should be, it's just we need to perhaps either adopt another municipality's native planting list, maybe do some modifications, or there's plenty of lists that we could amalgamate to form a Stratford specific one. It just needs to become a priority, I suppose. But so that has been brought up, and there was something else. I think that's it. That's all I have.
Okay. I know Cassandra, we talked about this. Maybe the thing is to look at the other, the municipalities, just take a look at it and see if they're applicable for us, and then, just make modifications or just give them that kind of. So I don't think it's going to be much different in some of these places.
Yeah, I think Norwalk, I want to say, has a really good one. But that's something I can I should actually update you guys on Unified Water Studies. Sorry, that has been taken off. But Unified Water Study is coming to an end. We have one more sampling event to occur this month, and then just some data analysis, not even data analysis, data entry, and then my intern will be done with that. So I can have her compile a bunch of native planting lists that are specific to Connecticut at least, and perhaps circulate it to this group. We can maybe make some comments, edits, and I could task the intern kind of with spearheading some of that effort. I'll be involved
I
too.
don't mind if there's someone like that to help me do like the legwork of it. If you want to give her my email and I'm able to correspond with her directly just to get it going and get it done, I'm
Mm-hmm.
more than happy. It's just some of that other thick of it, like the computer back end part that I'm gonna be slow on because of
Okay.
timing.
All right, that's
Okay.
good. I think
Okay.
Fairfield. I think Fairfield has a good plan too, if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have her do that. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else for you.
All right. Quick meeting today. Does anybody have any other new business? Anything to discuss? we'll go back
I have a
to,
question, Greg.
go ahead, Joe.
Um, do we have one of our representatives from conservation on the Roswell Forest Commission? I think there's supposed to be one of us there.
We have
Do we have
discussed this.
anybody right now?
We have discussed this, and at this point, nobody, I don't believe anybody's, we have not either appointed or nobody's volunteered to be on that.
My
Angela?
husband's actually on it.
Yeah, but
Who's
that's,
your husband?
Dan Ruskin.
Who?
He worked right by in the background before.
yeah, Dan.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What's his name?
Dan Ruskin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Dan doesn't count.
Yeah, he's not on this
He counts
commission.
he counts for you. He counts for you, but doesn't count for us.
I mean, I've volunteered as tribute, but there was a backup in whatever's happening, so I'm still volunteering if there is a slot there.
Let me check with the council clerk on what the status is, who's up for their terms, etc. But that's a good point. That sounds familiar, but I have not remembered that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
we're
it's
supposed to have,
something on their end that's lacking or something like that.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we
I
might
thought-
need to
yeah.
wait for someone's term to expire and then.
Oh, okay.
Up
So I
in.
thought we had a seat from from us, or it could have been just a nicety. I don't know.
I don't know. It's in the town code. I will check with the town code, and talk to the council clerk about this.
Right.
All right. If anybody wants to go diving for a porta john out by the boat ramp, I'll be happy.
I'll be
Alright.
too busy fishing out poop bags for no reason.
Yeah, that's right. Push pillow and poop bags. All right. All right. Anything else, guys? Quick meeting today. We'll do better when we get together. All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn then?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Aye. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your month.
You too.
And we'll see you. We'll see
You
you in
too.
November. All
Thanks.
right. Thanks.
Well, see you next
Thanks,
week.
everyone. All the best.
All right. Yeah. No. And the next meeting is going to
Second.
be